I got The Lion King. The Lion King is... It's Hamlet, isn't it? Is Lion King Hamlet?
I think it is Hamlet, yeah.
The Lion King is Hamlet. If you didn't know that, I am ruining all of your dreams. That Lion King is an original story. It's just Shakespeare. So it is Hamlet. And so, but in The Lion King, the king is getting older and a child king is born. And he's being raised up to be king, but like he's a goofball and nobody believes in him. And then like the brother of the king wants to kill Simba, the baby king, but can't, so kills his brother instead. And then Simba, baby king, becomes king instead. Anyway, Lion King in Africa. I don't know if I said that.
Giant giraffe puppets.
Yes,
chess.
Puppets. Yeah.
The musical Chess is, as it sounds, a giant chessboard comes to life. And it's all about a plucky pawn who dreams of one day being queen. And he has to fight all the other chess pieces. So, like, there's a whole jousting sequence with a knight. Like,
You're making this up, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I have no fucking clue what chess is about.
It.
And, you know, like, there's, like, a whole musical number about how, like, the bishop can only move in an L shape or something. I don't know if that's what the bishop does. Like, I don't even know chess
Sounds
in the game.
reasonable.
Yeah. So, yeah, Chess the musical. Check
I
it
would
out.
see it. Buy your tickets now. I've got Chicago, which I can only assume is about Chirac, and it's the musical uprisings of some of Chicago's greatest rappers. The end.
Great. Gypsy is
Racial Slurs, the musical.
demonetized, canceled, do not pass go. Gypsy is about Gypsy Rose Lee, who I assume was some sort of performer. She was like a singer, and her mom, from what I understand, is like overbearing and a jackass and just this real stage mom, and just like constantly made her children perform even though they didn't want to. They just wanted to have normal lives, and they just like completely lost their childhoods to dancing for this psychopath woman.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool show.
Good. Hair. I actually did see Hair, and it was cool, but I don't really remember anything about it.
Right.
I believe it's the 70s, and everyone's just rocking out, and everyone has really great hair.
Yeah.
And it really is exactly what you think it is.
I like Hair.
That's all it is. It's
Pretty
just
neat.
hippies and rock stars enjoying their lives.
The Sound of Music. You know, I know this one, but I don't know it great. 'Cause we used to watch it all the time when I was a kid, but I haven't really seen it too much since then. Did it in high school, but I was like one of the Nazis, so I was only on stage for a second.
Good. That's more than you deserve.
But yeah, it's about like the Von Trapp family and their like rich family in fucking Germany or something. I assume Germany, right?
So it's like maybe it's Austria.
Could be Austria, but yeah. And then Maria shows up. She comes from a convent or something.
Maria.
She's like, "Here, take care of these kids," and then she just kind of bulls out with the kids, kind of like a Mary Poppins type, but without the cool flight or powers of jumping into other universes.
She's just like Mary Poppins, except you can't do anything that Mary Poppins
Right, yeah.
can do.
She's got a guitar. I know I don't know, just kind of hang out, cut the brakes on a Nazi's car, escape
Sounds good to me.
Nazi Germany. It's good times.
Good.
Good times.
All right. I got Spring Awakening. So although I did see this my freshman year, were you in it?
Yeah, I was.
You were in it. I auditioned for it,
Georg.
which went terribly. But Spring Awakening is really cool. I don't really remember that much about it, but I believe it takes place in like this like iron and concrete version of Germany, which I guess was like kind of Germany at the time. I think it's like the 90s.
The 1890s.
It's the 1890s, but all of the music is like 90s, like fucking garage punk music, which is like really cool. And they're all like they're like teenagers, I think, because they're all talking about like sex and like how beautiful the women in their class are. And that's basically it. They're all like horn dogs. And they don't want to learn anymore. That's Spring Awakening.
That's Spring Awakening. This is hilarious. This is Starlight Express, and my sister talks about this all the time. Go follow Reaching ALW on TikTok if you're watching this and you don't follow her already. She does like exclusively Andrew Lloyd Webber memes, and the whole gist is to reach Andrew Lloyd Webber and interview him on TikTok live.
Yes.
And so Starlight Express is the story of racing trains. They are people who dress up as trains and roller skate around on stage.
Wait, is this a real description?
Yeah, this is actually the description of this show. And so it's a race, right? It follows Rusty, who's a steam train, as he tries to race against like newer, like high tech modern trains. And you know they just want to be like the big badass winner of like the cup, as it were. And he like eventually does it with like the god in this realm is like the Starlight Express. He's like trained Jesus basically, yeah. And it turns out
trained Jesus superstar.
Actually, I'm not gonna spoil it. Just go check out Starlight Express.
I love that. That's the real description.
It's awesome.
It's not.
It's crazy. In Germany, it was such a hit that they built a stadium specifically to perform Starlight Express.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tune in for that.
Yeah.
Sunday in the Park with George. So I can only imagine. I only know two Georges.
George Costanza.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking that. And now I'm remembering a fourth. There's also George Bush. So my first assumption was that this was a play about George Carlin's last day on Earth, Sunday in the Park with George, or it was Curious George's first day in America, and it's his Sunday in the Park with George.
Jeez.
So those are your two adaptations out there for anybody who wants to be my Sunday in the Park with George. And that's it.
Into the Woods.
That's just what I thought once was. Into the Woods.
Really?
I don't know what once was.
Yeah.
So I assumed it was like Into the Woods.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, Into the Woods is a bunch of like storybook characters, like Grimm's fairy tales and stuff like that. And there's a witch, and she jacks things up and ruins everyone's life. And basically, like, if someone in the story has someone they love, they die, so they have to come together and like fight the witch and just kind of like love each other, man.
Power of love.
The power of love. And being depressed and living in the Jack of the Beanstalk.
The movie was like very dark.
Yeah,
like not even just like a dark topic, but like it was like visually
dark. Yeah.
I remember having like high hopes for the movie. I'd never seen the play,
like a Batman
but like
film.
yes, it was Into the Woods by DCU.
The Chris Nolan joint.
Chris Nolan. Tim Burton directed Into the Woods. Which is, I mean, didn't he direct Sweeney Todd?
Pretty sure.
He might have.
Yeah.
Because that was great.
Yeah. He does all that.
But then again, Stan Johnny Depp. So.
Right.
Okay, I got the producers. Highly recommend this. Unfortunately, I've only seen the movie, and I've only seen the movie once. I did love it, but we have some androgynous people. We have some. Well, let's start off at the beginning. They would have liked that. I didn't start at the beginning though. But in the producers, you have a single producer that used to have a lot of money, used to be a trustworthy producer, but now he doesn't have any money anymore, and he's pretending that he has all this money to produce stuff.
Yeah.
And so he's still getting some money from old people that don't know that he doesn't have any money left. And so then he convinces some schmuck on the street to quit his like shitty job to become a producer because it's his like theater dream to be a producer. And so he convinces them, yeah, we'll do it, whatever. And I don't know how, but somehow they get this money together, and then they go to all these other people. All these other people to like get money and to get them to join like the production. And they go to this genderqueer person's house, and like they end up like I think like they had to perform as Hitler or something.
Yeah.
And that's all I really remember. But it was a very funny show. I highly recommend it. I don't know it that well. Go see the producers.
Nice. Top Hat, which is the musical journey of the famous James Bond villain, Odd Job, who is the guy who kills people by throwing his hat at them.
I love Golden Guy.
Yeah. And
I think you said enough. That's great. I want to see it. Odd Job. Oh my god, I used to play that all the time with my friend Billy.
I always thought that was so cool. You could be the guy, like throw your hat at people.
It was like made of steel.
Awesome.
All right.
So cool,
a chorus line. Unfortunately, I'd like to make up what this is about, but unfortunately, I know what it's about, and it's literally about a chorus line. If you don't know what a chorus line is, it's a bunch of people that live in the city that don't have much money but want to be dancers on stage. And so they all go to this audition, and then they audition, and some of them don't make it. And that's the chorus line.
It's the show about the show.
I'm sorry to tell you.
A Little Night Music is a story about...
Sexy.
Yeah, right? A Little Night Music. You're going to make some night music. Yeah. A Little Night Music is the story of a man who comes home from his office job and gets whisked away by a magic elevator to an alternate world of smooth jazz and characters who kind of smoke everywhere they go. and he needs to navigate the smooth jazziverse.
No, that's what's it called? Hotel. What's it? Nighthawks.
Yeah, that's
what's it called?
Nighthawks. Shit. That One American Dad episode where like the Nighthawks lounge or whatever. We're gonna have a quick diversion to look that up. Nighthawks.
Nighthawks Hideaway.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
A
story.
little night music is just Nighthawks Hideaway. It's exactly what you described. Did you realize that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you've seen this show before.
Avenue.
That's not a little night music, by the way. I made that up.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Avenue Q. I got the best one. Avenue Q is Sesame Street, except they all drank too much. Avenue Q is what you want the puppets to say. It's very profane, and you know how, like in the city, that the streets are like lettered or numbered depending on which direction you're going in. Well, Avenue Q is like the last. It's like said to be like the last one, right? So it's like the cheapest. Like where all like the people like that got exiled, people can't like afford anything. That's where Avenue Q goes. And so it's about a bunch of people living in this community on Avenue Q. And what's his name is in it?
Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman is like the landlord or something.
The superintendent.
The superintendent. Yeah, that's it. So go listen if you can't afford to see Avenue Q like us. Go on YouTube and look up the soundtrack for free. Because Avenue Q is really funny. That's it.
Love Never Dies is, get this,
You'll never guess this.
the sequel to The Phantom of the Opera, in which it turns out the Phantom did not die at the end of the first show. He is, in fact, still at large and still actively in love with Christine and has stalked her to wherever her new life with her loved one, Raoul, has led her. And I think Raoul does, in fact, die at the end of this one, as does the Phantom. Yeah, that's real.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah.
I thought he was making that one up.
I don't know exactly about the end, but that is a real thing.
I thought
that they decided was a good idea to do.
I was like, oh, that's good info.
Nah, I wish I was that good.
Mary Poppins is, dumb name, honestly. But Mary Poppins is about this magical cleaning lady that teaches these nanny. She's a nanny.
Right. Cleaning
lady. She's a nanny or something. Maybe there's a more professional name for it. But she's a magical nanny that flies in from the clouds and teaches these young British children that they don't need to be pompous assholes to their parents just because they were born into money. And she teaches them about happiness.
Sure.
That's Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Michael Kennedy's favorite play.
Oh, a banger of all time, Oklahoma. From what I understand, Oklahoma is the story of young
Woody the Cowboy.
Of Woody the Cowboy, basically. Yeah, a young woman who lives on a farm, and I guess this county dude fancies her, but he's a weirdo, and everybody's pretty sure that he's gonna be an abusive husband. So she kind of latches on to this stranger who's just kind of blowing through town, and is sort of like, hey, can I date you to protect me from this weirdo? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I think he winds up killing the weirdo, and I think there might be a trial involved, and
it's a musical romance.
That's a true
story.
Yeah.
It's a musical romance.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it ends well. I believe that he does win. He either wins the trial or they just drop the charges or whatever. It was a classic case of American blind justice, and that he could not use the 42 glossy color photos.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's Oklahoma.
Oh, hey, Oklahoma. If you have time, search up Kermit the Frog, Oklahoma. You'll find it.